is our NH GOP leadership music today.
I'm going to ask you how much an ad is so that I can run a, Jennifer must resign ad next week.
How big of a border ad do you want?
Yeah, we'll move stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want my name on it. I mean,
Okay.
I absolutely want my name on it.
I will come off my sabbatical to put that up.
Thank you.
Plus, there's money, so we always need money.
Just tell me how much.
We do need money.
Well, we do.
We haven't asked for donations. Please donate to Greg. Okay, anyway, so let's proceed with this. Jennifer Horn is a mess. She's surrounded by a mess.
She's got her own personal issues. She's going to be in court on Wednesday over at her house.
Juliana Bergeron is a rhino of extreme. Steve Dupree, bad on a whole range of issues.
It is time for us to go and clean house.
We won't talk about those specifically, but we'll go back to the... We don't want to go there. We've already been there. We said we wouldn't go there.
But I like going there.
I know. You're on sabbatical.
Where
Stop.
can't you go? Because I can go there.
Well, Dupree. We weren't going to talk about Dupree.
Right.
We want to focus on Jennifer.
Dupree, yeah,
Jennifer.
Just Jennifer. J-Ho, as I call her, J-Ho.
J-Ho.
That's how she's in my phone.
J-Horn, yes.
No, just J-Ho.
J-Ho.
And I'm going to use that in a minute.
God. All right.
Bill's
the beauty of this is that
can't even crack a smile.
I'm not going.
Because
I'm not going there.
Well, the beauty of this is because we announced that Bill was going to be on the program, so there's Democrats listening to this show.
Oh, right.
All right, so tell us about...
You may get quoted, George, by them now.
Good. Tell us about J-Ho.
Have we started yet?
Yeah, go.
All right.
Go.
Well, I was just saying that I have Jennifer Horn listed in my cell phone as J-Ho.
Okay.
All right? Because I don't actually trust anything that she says, and I believe she's selling out to anybody who wants to give her money.
Do you need to leave the room?
Hell, look, we saw this in the last Senate race. Mm-hmm. She was basically going out and telling town chairs they needed to introduce Scott Brown, right? No, in the primary. We're not supposed to be doing this, but the town chair of Litchfield, by Little Town, resigned over it. He says, if the party says that we can't do this, but she can call down and make the area chairs go and tell her to do that, that's a problem. We have this consistent behavior, which is say one thing and do another. Let's call it out. She said we have to call out, the bad parts of our party. Well, I say we call out Jennifer, and we do it by getting 50 GOP members' signatures, and we go out and hold a special meeting, and we pick a new chair. Or let a majority of the members of the party say she's doing a good job. And I have started that campaign yesterday. I have signatures. I'm looking for more, and I will get 50 signing members to do that in the next week.
I had dinner out with the most esteemed wife at an establishment which is run by a good Republican gentleman and his wife. And usually when I'm in, and he floats around the dining room as host, and he came over and we chatted for a little bit, and he said, have you been to the local Belknap County Republican meetings lately? I said, no, I've given up on them. I really have. And he said, yeah, me too. And I think I've given up on the Republican Party here in New Hampshire. And here, I've been putting up posts about people who are saying, I'm done, I'm over with it. And this is just another instance where I don't think she's done the over-under, opportunity cost of what she's doing to the party in doing this.
Well, I don't think Kelly did either.
No.
We in my little town of Mount Vernon, where I come from, we lost our town committee. Everyone resigned. It's a little town. It's like 2,400. But we had an active, 12, 15 members who would come, be pretty active. They resigned from the committee, and they've given up their party registration over the Jasper thing. Now part of that is, they knew me and they were irritated. But I just found out about this, when we tried to put together an event and brings in a speaker, actually Harriet Cady.
Yeah.
And we reached out and said, "Hey guys, we're having another meeting." And said, "We don't belong to the Republican Party anymore."
Yeah.
That's what this.
Of that too.
Yeah, that's the natural effect of this effort on the part of the Kelly Ayottes, of the Jennifer Horn,
Papa Smurfs,
and others to basically tell the conservative activists, we want your votes, we want your money, we want your activism, we don't want you to have any control over the party. And if someone like George comes up as an activist or a conservative leader, they'll push it down.
Well, Bill, I have a question for you. You were there the day that we voted on the members of the state party, is that right?
voted on the members?
We actually went to the meeting. We picked 72 or whatever they are, Hillsborough County members. You were there. You spoke. You won last year.
Oh, last time, yeah, over in Milford.
Yes. Okay. Now, please tell me, I have been a member of the state party for 8 years,
right,
and 2 write-in candidates beat my wife and myself. After I ran for Senate, she ran for the House.
And while I was there, I don't spend a lot of time, as you know, in county. I assumed that somebody had lobbied against you.
Actually,
I assumed that people had circulated around and
I totally agree, because it was like a month after I went out and said that we're going to find another candidate against Kelly Ayotte. Because I said, Kelly Ayotte's not representing Republicans. She's actually representing the national establishment. They wanted Scott Brown. We need to get back to the basics. What does it mean to be a Republican in New Hampshire? And why are they taking people? I think I've demonstrated consistent conservative Republican values, but I can't be a member of the state party because they think I'm a troublemaker.
Well, they kicked me out. They ran people against me and some folks who, for the first time, started showing up, and I lost a tiebreaker. So, when you see it, I'm an anecdote. You're an anecdote. But when you see this over and over again, it's no longer an anecdote. And they want the Republicans they want to change the Republicans that they have. Well, the problem is, as I've been saying for years, when the idea of a real Tea Party came up, the Republicans would say, but you won't win. My response is,
neither will
but you'll lose.
Exactly.
And
I think the proper word to describe your chain of anecdotes is a repeated series of abuses and usurpations.
Well said, Mike, well said. But it really gets to that point where, when you start looking at this, when they send the message both verbally and non-verbally, we don't want you around, why should they be surprised when we're not around to vote for them? I proved that in this last election with both Scott Brown and Walt Havenstein. I believe that Granite Rock, among other actors, was a big party to, no, we're not going to vote for you. A lot of other people got lots of votes, but when it came to the top of the tickets, the votes weren't there.
I grew up pretty much high school, college, law school, in a state that I saw over those years the Republican Party drift away. That was
I'm from Massachusetts as well.
And it drifted away because the folks there who are like the folks we were talking about and trying to push away the conservatives and the activists and people who are too vocal, like George, on conservative principles, those people basically spent their political careers chasing the Democrats, assuming that we have to adopt light versions of the Democrat philosophy, that we too have to have an activist government, but not quite as active. We too have to have programs that we spend money on people. We just feel bad about when we raise taxes to do it. And in the end, in Massachusetts, I think what happened is that people weren't given a real choice. And there was no reason to vote for Republicans.
You also have to figure it's a lot like when you were a kid playing backyard football, or you were playing basketball or baseball, and everybody picked. You had 2 captains, and they'd each pick people. And
they pick.
And they would pick the best people who represented what they wanted. Let's call it their values, their basketball values first. And the people who were squishier, maybe not as good, they picked them last. Well, in an election, when you do that, Democrats win every single time.
Well, look what happened with Scott Brown when he decided, I'm going to out-abortion Jean Shaheen.
Like that could even happen. She's got like $1 billion from abortion lobbies.
Yeah, but that's what he tried to do. So what choice did we have there? And a lot of people in New Hampshire are pro-life. So he basically told them, screw you. I'm going after the Democrats.
And the
I don't want
pro-lifers will vote on single issues.
And
yes.
So this meeting that we were talking about, that you and I were there, Steve, and Mike was there. No, Marmar was there.
Mike and Marmar. Mike sat next to you, I think, or almost next to you.
Almost next to you.
Yeah.
2 seats away.
Yeah, sorry about that. But as Senator Cruz said, one of the big differences there's a number of them, but one of the big voting differences between Ronald Reagan's victories and the defeats that Republican presidential candidates have had over the last 20 or 30 years has been the fact that the evangelicals are sitting out, and it's because they don't have a choice. Why vote for McCain? Because on their issue, on a very important issue, it's not going to make any difference. And so you got it's at the point now where there's 50 million evangelicals that sat out the last election.
Yeah, absolutely, Bill, and that is why. And if you ever speak to him, it's a real treat. Rafael Cruz is out there beating the bushes, trying to engage the Black Robe Regiment to get those evangelicals out for Ted or anybody else who's worthy of it, but Ted first.
Well, here's the problem. I've had my literal screaming matches with Doug Scammon at a precursor to the 603 Alliance. And he said we shouldn't be talking about social issues at all. And I'm sorry, but as we saw, you said $1 billion. Planned Parenthood gets a lot of money for abortions, taxpayer money, but they also do $1.2 billion worth of contraceptive business. So once again, that's why they're going after Kelly Ayotte. But all social issues have fiscal costs. That's the main point.
Explain that last point, because I don't think some of your listeners probably know.
We may not have time to explain it, but...
let's do it after the break.
Okay, we'll do it after the break. You had a quick point?
Oh, I was actually, just for clarification, saying, do you oppose contraception as part of the Planned Parenthood, overall structure? If you separate
that's a different issue there.
If it's privately funded, I don't give a damn what they do.
Correct.
There's a different issue.
But
correct.
If you're talking about taxpayer funded, some people oppose it. Why are they paying for it? And that's really what it comes down to. It's not their money.
I agree with that.
So, all right, we have 30 seconds to kill before I go to the break, but I didn't want to get into a good discussion and have to break it in half.
Yeah, rent-seeking is really what it's all about.
Yeah.
Because government is too big, too many places to do the crony capitalism and the crony politics to gain an advantage over your competitors, be they actual in the marketplace or in the political realm.
All right, that's probably close enough. We're going to take a quick break. This is Grok Talk. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Rich Gerard, host of Gerard at Large in the Morning, the Manchester area's only locally owned, locally operated, focused, and interested, riveting radio show, heard live every Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 on 90.7 FM WLMW, New Hampshire Family Radio, and available 24/7 live or archived at GerardAtLarge.com. Be sure to tune in.